Hey guys, it's Nikki Lewallen, and I thought I would do a short video today to talk with you about being stuck in developing a niche. Or maybe you have a niche right now and you're stuck in that current niche because you're like, I don't know, this just doesn't seem like the right space for me. So maybe you need to start over. When people come into Rainmakers, the first step that I help them with is understanding that the process of developing a niche is all about the other people, not you. So if Rainmakers is all about helping you to develop more word of mouth marketing leads for yourself or more referrals, you are training other people on how to pass your message. Would you agree? So in the process of helping you develop a niche, the reason why we do that is because rather than you having 8 different things that you do, we help you define it into 1 or 2 things so that it's very easy to be passed along. And so I thought I'd talk with you really quick about how you can do that for yourself, how to start to develop that. So I wanted to tell you a story about my friend Joe the caterer. Joe came into our office here at the Bob and was telling me, you know, I've been at Rainmakers for 2 years. This has not worked for me. I haven't gotten any business out of it except for like 2 deals on accident because I happened to sit next to somebody that needed my service. But he definitely was not seeing a strategic plan in place that brought him an annuity stream of business because he had that plan in place. And so he came in to do a little chatting with me, and I helped him see, hey, we've got a very simple process to help you narrow down this niche. So let me help you. So I said, hey, Joe, tell me all the different ways that you make money. This would be the start in developing a niche. You can do it for yourself at home or in your office. Go ahead and make a list of all these different ways. So he says, well, I've done weddings for over 20 years, and he starts to go on about weddings and that being his particular space that he loves to focus on. And so we went ahead and said, okay, so weddings are bringing you money. He said, well, I do $5 box lunches, so if you ever needed a lunch here at Rainmakers or whatever, I could definitely put together box lunches for you. I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and mark that down, and I'm not sure if I'll need it, but let's go ahead and put it on the list. So box lunches. What else do you do, Joe? Well, he said, you know, corporate events are really good for me. I can go into a corporate environment and do a lunch or a dinner. So let's go ahead and put corporate lunches. How about holiday parties? That he also mentioned holiday parties, which are many times in the corporate realm as well. And then I asked Joe, is there anything else you can think of? And I see his face kind of, you know, turning a little bit, and he said, oh, well, I do these kids' birthday parties. All my friends know me for kids' birthday parties up from, you know, where I'm from, and they want to bring in the horse and pony show and balloons and clowns and all this. And just the way he's talking about it, I could tell he wasn't real excited, but I said, let's go ahead and put it on the list. So we have kids' birthday parties. So as you can see here, we've got 5 different areas or ways that Joe makes money, and I want to help him narrow down his niche. So I said to Joe, hey, there's 3 criteria that we help people with to evaluate the different spaces that they make money, and then that enables them to narrow down into a niche space. So I said the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to evaluate these based on your passion or what you enjoy, because who wants to do things that they don't enjoy, right? Number 2, we're going to look at what's most lucrative, because who wants to do things that don't bring them a return? And you know, sometimes we do want to volunteer our time, but if we do that too much, our business is not going to survive, right? And number 3, what about credibility and expertise? It's much easier for people to sell us when we have credibility or expertise in something, because if someone's sitting there listening to us and they don't really believe that we're good at that, whatever that is that we're talking about, you're probably not going to get too much business from it. So looking at this first thing right here, I asked Joe to identify the things that give him a headache or that he does not have passion for. Immediately starts talking about the kids' birthday parties. I probably could have told him that before he even told me, based on how he introduced it. And then I asked him, is there anything else on here that you wake up in the morning and you just, I do not want that on my calendar. He didn't have anything else on there. Hey Joe, what on the other side of things, what do you really enjoy or what do you have passion for? He could not stop talking about weddings. So excited about weddings, has all of these different partners out there, from photographers and florists and these venues that just love him and he works with all the time, all of his friends in that space. So, I mean, I almost wanted to put 2 stars there because he was so excited about it. So we've got this done. Number 2, what is most lucrative? Immediately I told Joe, hey Joe, don't try and sell me on $5 box lunches because it's not going to do anything except for kill you on the gas money it takes to find us at our event. And he quickly agreed. And I said to him, what else is not lucrative for you to spend your time in? And he really didn't have anything else. He said, you know, the weddings and these holiday parties and corporate events bring him really good return. So we left that up here. So we've touched base on what is not lucrative, what is lucrative as well with the weddings, corporate lunches, and holiday parties. Then on the third piece right here, on the credibility and expertise, I asked Joe, so which area do you feel like you have the most credibility? Immediately Joe starts talking about the weddings. So excited about the weddings and all the time he spent there in his past. So we're putting another star up for that. Corporate lunches and holiday parties are really in the business sector, and Joe has not had much experience working with HR directors, business owners. He said he hasn't had much penetration into that market just because it's not really what he knows. So I said to him, you know, for this example, we're going to go ahead and mark it off because you don't have a lot of that credibility there to move forward in. But I see an overwhelming passion, excitement, a great place to make money, and you've got great credibility here. Hey, Joe, this is a great niche space for you. So guess what? Those photographers you were talking about a minute ago and the florists, you've already started the Rainmaker model. With this, we're going to look at Joe's the caterer, right? We need a caterer in order to have a successful wedding. Usually people like to eat at weddings. So we've got Joe. We've got, like he said, he has a photographer friend who he works with on almost all of his events and a florist friend. Okay, so he can immediately put names with these people. Now we're just working out to find who's the local limo company that works with weddings. Who's the local jeweler? How about somebody who focuses in cakes? What about a preacher? How about a bridal store? And you follow me. So basically what I asked Joe was, hey Joe, looking at what we did right here, you said that you have a photographer friend and a florist friend that you love working with, and you guys bring a lot of business to each other. Have you went out and looked for all of the best of breed individuals that also work with weddings on these levels, that do other things that can continue to bring you more and more of those referrals? And he looked at me and was like, no. I go, that's what we do at Rainmakers. And he looked at me again. I mean, he didn't understand that at Rainmakers we're really looking to develop relationships with people 1 degree away from what we're looking to get as our end user, right? The wedding is something that is transactional, but a alliance with a bridal store who sees people that are getting married every day is exactly what we build in Rainmakers, and it's called strategic relationships. And if I can help Joe do that every day rather than going out and looking for the next person that's going to get married, pretty successful. This is what we call a niche. So if you want more information, we do tons of training all the time at Rainmakers, and we would love to have you come visit us. Let us help you. Thanks.